decided to do a second episode, part 2. It's not part 2, it's episode 2. It's the sequel to the original. Is it better? Who knows? We'll find out. Glad to have you. Welcome back to the DDR podcast. My name is David Del Rosario. Glad to have you here. I don't know what you're doing while you're watching or listening to this, because you could be doing the dishes. You could be doing laundry. You could be driving your kids to school. You could be driving to McDonald's. Sponsorship, fingers crossed. Doesn't matter. Here we go. Who's ready for some hot topics? Who's ready for some hot takes? Who's ready for some goodness? I know I am. I know you are. Let's jump right into it. I'm going to go ahead and let you know right out the gate that you can follow me on social media at David Funny Stuff on Instagram, Twitter, on Facebook. Post all of my cool info and episodes on there, so you can go ahead and check those out. It's going to be awesome. We got some special guests here today. We got the green room with Anne-Marie Lee. We got some cool peeps out there. They're hanging out. They're shooting the breeze. They're ready for the second episode of the DDR podcast. I know you are, so let's jump right into it. All right, got some shows. I want to get these show promotions out of the way because, you know, business first. But before I start talking about shows, I got to take a swig of this delicious Cuban coffee. Let's see if we can get some sponsorships on some Cuban coffee brands. I don't know if we can fire that up sometime. We'll make some phone calls happen. Green room, can we make that happen? Okay, perfect. All I need is a and away we go. I actually have a whole bunch of stand-up shows coming up soon by the time I post this video. I still got Barter. I also have comedy in. These shows are in Miami. I also have Red Bar. I got Sweet Caroline's Open Stage Club on May 11th. I'm going to be headlining May 11th at Open Stage Club. Get your tickets at havenotscomedy.com. I don't know what this hand gesture is. Using a lot of flailing, a lot of movement. No one knows around. I'm like a magician that is hopped up on Cuban coffee. Whatever, doesn't matter. If you're on the West Coast, okay, or if you're in New York, I have Casa Torres on the 21st of May, and I also have Secret Loft in New York. Bless you in the green room. Someone sneezed. Someone's got a booger hanging out of their nose. I won't say who. Doesn't matter, because I'm still going to make it work. That's what a professional podcaster does, and I'm only on my second episode. Doesn't matter. In New York City, I have Secret Loft, okay? That's going to be in late May. I'll post those days, and you can catch that date on my Instagram as well. Should we jump into topics? I want to talk a little bit about some of the things that's been happening with me as of late. Just finished a large portion of road shows. Got back. I'm here in Miami presently. Got a lot of stuff done while I was down here. Had a bit of a nice conclusion to some of the road stuff, but I had a bit of a sour note. I tend to fly American. I tend to fly Delta. Some of the best airlines that I've ever experienced in my entire life. Very pleasant, solid in-flight entertainment. The Wi-Fi signal, the Cadillac of Wi-Fi signals. I don't want to talk about the positives. I'm here to talk about the negatives on the top end. All right. I went ahead and was taking a Delta flight. I forgot where I was landing. I think it was maybe when I was in DC or when I was in Canada. Doesn't matter. I went ahead and got a phone call as my plane was landing, okay? And hear this out. I got a phone call. My phone had reception, right? I didn't know that my phone had reception. I didn't even have it on airplane mode. Apparently, that's the thing. You have to have it on airplane mode. This lady in front of me heard that my phone was ringing, okay? She went ahead and heard that I got a phone call. I picked up the phone. I said, hey, who's this? It was one of my family relatives or my girlfriend calling to make sure that everything was copacetic. And guess what? It wasn't an emergency. Thank the Lord. This lady turns around in front of me, and she said,
excuse me. I need for you to get off of your phone now.
I was like, lady, turn around and continue your Candy Crush session, okay? I cannot take this right now. First time in my 10 years of traveling consistently has anyone ever said that isn't a flight attendant.
Excuse me, sir. Could you please turn off your cell
We were on the tarmac. We were on the tarmac. Hey, lady, if you're watching this, I don't like you. We may have some coffee someday, but we're going to squash that beef. She didn't like me. I don't know if she complained, but I got miles, all right, mofo? I got miles is what I'm trying to say, okay? I didn't like that. I had a bad experience. I even told the flight attendant, very, very, very nice flight attendant, was like, what happened? What happened? What was the situation? Talk to me. Let me know before you get kicked off the flight. We landed. That moment had passed, okay? I was like, you want to vent? Do you want to vent? Do you want to talk? Do you want to let me know what's the deal? And I went ahead and I told him. He understood. He said, just walk away. Go to your next flight. Phenomenal. End of story. But dude, mind your own business, lady. Mind your own business. You got a Candy Crush high score to beat, for the love of cripeys. Good Lord. Just had to get that out, man. I got miles on Delta. I got history with Delta. Delta and I, we go back. Way back. Back into time. That's what I'm trying to say. But no, I got into Miami. It's been a fun time out here. My buddy Pedro, he had a birthday. Happy birthday belated to my buddy Pedro. We went bowling. All right. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what it was. There was a moment that I had. All right. There was a moment that I had pre-bowling birthday bash, okay, that I said to myself, David, ease up, okay, ease it up, all right, and what I meant by ease it up is like, I get really competitive. I get really, really competitive. There was about 20 people in our group, and I really thought that the 19 other people didn't stand a chance. I was like, I am the Fred Flintstone of this group. Just so that everybody is aware. I didn't mean to and you know what? I didn't make an announcement. I didn't go and say, hey guys, just so you know, I should be drafted into the PBA. Shout out to the PBA. These are careers that are getting made, okay? These are incredible bowlers, and I should be a part of it because, look, I bowled an average game. I had an off night, but I had the mentality of I am going to win a trophy by the end of this game. So shout out to Pedro for making a good recommendation on the bowling birthday bash. We went on a bachelor party cruise before his wedding, obviously. And to be honest with you, we had such a great time. Party, drank, we had a ball. It was phenomenal. It was great. It was like a 3-day weekend. And I think it was either Royal Caribbean or Carnival. I wasn't sure if it was Royal Caribbean or Carnival, but there is a guy at a dinner table, okay? There was an actor at a dinner table that would walk up to each table dressed as a pirate. This is what he would basically do. He would go table to table dressed as a pirate, right? And he'd be like, "Arr, are you enjoying your dinner?" And I'd be like, "Okay, that's scary." And the great thing about it is, and I was thinking after I was having my filet mignon, I was like, this guy's an actor. This guy's on the payroll. This guy's really method. Is this guy going back night after night after night, pretending to play the part of a pirate? Has there ever been a night where this guy goes back to his cabin on Royal Caribbean in the bunker and he looks himself in the mirror, he takes off the sideburns, he takes the parrot off of his shoulder, he removes the hook from his hand, and he just looks in the mirror and he was like, I just wasn't feeling it tonight. Has he ever been like that deep in his acting method? I don't know. Maybe I'm just like green room. Is that a thing where people get method? You know what I'm saying? And they just and you just don't feel it that night. It's like maybe it's a Broadway thing. Maybe it's a community theater stage play kind of thing. On to the next topic. I was in Los Angeles recently with Am, and we were just having some dinner. We went to this little sweet spot called the Grove, and I believe it's in North Hollywood. Is in West Hollywood. West Hollywood, not to be confused with North Hollywood. We'll figure out the hand signs later. But we saw this show on YouTube. Shout out to Sean Evans and Hot Ones. I saw this interview with, I believe it was Alton Brown or Kevin Hart. I forgot which one it was. I think I saw both of them. Where the spiciest sauce, the spiciest hot sauce that they have on the show. The format of the show is they do 10 hot wings, 10 questions. They promote their stuff at the end. It's a real cool little media thing that they do. And it's a very interesting kind of interview format for the conversation. The hottest sauce on that show, without question, is called, are you ready for this? Da Bomb Beyond Insanity. Now,
They just updated it.
they just updated what?
The number one hot sauce.
What's the number one hot sauce?
Carolina Reaper.
Carolina Reaper. I think that's one of the ingredients on the sauce. Could be one of the ingredients on the sauce. Nope, it's not a hot sauce. It's a pepper. Holy, that looks, not for nothing, that looks like the devil's titty. It does. It's what it looks like. We'll pull up a picture in post later. But when I tell you this right now, okay, we put, it's got to be this. It's got to be this amount of hot sauce on the finger, on my finger, and we put it on Am's finger, and we did it, and like that, we had to take a lap. We were basically like, nip. Oh my God. Oh my God. Water. It was bad. It was bad. It was bad. It was da bomb, and it was beyond insanity. And just recommendation, if you're gonna get it, be wary. It costs like maybe $15 to get the sauce, and it's not good. You're probably gonna try it the one time that you're gonna be like, okay, I'll give it a shot. Cool. So we did that. It was kind of like an adventurous kind of experiment. We tried it out. It was fun. We did it. Try it out. Get a family. Get a relative. If you want to, also, if you get attacked by a mugger, give it a shot. Also, I'm going to be real with you. A lot of this stuff out the gate, I'm coming in hot today. Episode 2 does not mess around. And I have not forgotten about the guys that want me to go ahead and break it down, because I need a breather. You know what I need. I need a bubble break. You gotta make sure. You gotta make sure that you cool down. All right, we're gonna continue on with more cool stuff. All right, here's what's gonna happen. NFL draft just recently went down. The Dolphins, I'm a Miami guy. We had some good picks, okay? But I'm not a diehard NFL guy. I'm not, okay? I'll go watch a game. I played football, all right? I did my thing. I had my time on the team, okay? But I think there are some hardcore people out there. There are really like hardcore like, okay, the Oakland Raiders have a cheering section called the Black Hole. The Black Hole, okay? Because their team is silver and black. They had an opposing team's fan, okay? An opposing team's fan, and they peed on him. They stripped him naked and they peed on him. What kind of a person are you where your allegiance to a team is so devout where you're going to release bodily fluids on someone, another human being, man? Not cool. Some people take it to the extreme. Listen, I know that when the Dolphins win the Super Bowl, I know that when it happens, okay, because it will, maybe not next year, maybe it will, who knows, but when it does, every single South Floridian, every single person from the South Florida area is not going to go to work for a solid 3 weeks. There's going to be that phone call where it's just like, he's late. No, he's late. He hasn't showed up. Yeah, Marty, what's up?
What's up, man? What's going on?
Dude, you are not at work, and we need you. We have a meeting in 5 minutes. And I know that everybody in South Florida is just going to riot, rave, and set things on fire enough to the point where the conversation follow-up is going to be this.
But, dude, the Dolphins won the Super Bowl.
And then the boss is going to hit them with that dawn of reality like, hey, that was 2 weeks ago. Come on, man. Get it together is all I'm trying to say. Is if you're an NFL fan, be a casual one, all right? Don't be hardcore like the Oakland Raider fans. Shout out to the Oakland Raiders. Now, other stuff to talk about. Now, I want to talk about Will Smith 2019-2020. He's got 2 big movies coming out. He's got Aladdin, live action Aladdin movie. Final trailer, I think, came out. Not sure if it's coming out this year or next year. We'll go ahead and put the dates up there. We'll put a little bit of the trailer up there. Will Smith always comes out with a lot of good pictures involving himself, and I'll go ahead and tee it up because the follow-up film is called Gemini Man, and what that is that it's a movie where he's hunting down himself. And I'm just like, how ridiculous of a check is Will Smith asking for, where all of these movies he's just acting by himself? It's like Gemini Man, he's chasing himself. I Am Legend, he's by himself in a city. Pursuit of Happiness, we can get the kid at half price. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like Will Smith. I don't got no problem with him. He's got the whole YouTube thing. I'm trying to do the same thing. I get it. It's cool. I mess with Will Smith. I love him. Okay, shout out to MIB all day, day. Knock yo punk ass down. I dig both trailers, the one to Aladdin and the one to Gemini Man. Now, let's move on to the topics that really truly matter. You know what I'm understanding? The Game of Thrones hype is real. I've had multiple people after the first episode say, Dave, I had to take a bubble break after you talked the way you talked about Game of Thrones. And shout out to the bubble breakers. I'm going to do one for you. It's like pouring one out for the homies. Okay? Here you go. There you go. Bubble breakers for the Game of Throners. I feel bad for you guys, honestly, because you know what? I understand it. Okay? I get it. Okay? I get it. Here's the deal. All right? Game of Thrones has a new episode coming out literally when I'm recording this, and people are all about the Battle of Winterfell. Okay? They say it's going to be the biggest battle. It's going to be the craziest, longest battle. People are going to freak out. Characters are going to die. I get it. But you know what I really, truly want to talk about? Not Game of Thrones. I don't want to talk about all the stuff that I've talked about up until this point. I had to get all that stuff out of the way because I'm here to talk about Avengers Endgame review. I'm spoiling it. I'm going to talk about it. If you haven't seen Avengers Endgame up until this point, if you have not seen it up until this point, you are not a human being. You are not a human being unless you've seen Avengers Endgame. Am I right, Green Room? Am I right? Exactly. Let's talk about some of the things that went down. Incredible film. 3 hours long. Didn't even feel like it. It was like hot butter on a knife. Or hot knife through butter. Whatever kind of metaphor you want to use. Okay? Closure. All the loose ends have been tied up. Cap, Stark, Avengers, Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy, you name it. My mom was in the movie. I saw her. I saw my mom. She was there when Doctor Strange summoned everybody. When he did the whole thing, when he did that, you know what I'm saying? Listen, Avengers was easily. Look, I've seen Titanic. I haven't seen Gone with the Wind, and I have seen The Godfather. And by far, Avengers Endgame, best 3 hour long movie. I said it. Anybody gonna argue with me? I think not. I don't think so. Okay? A lot of stuff went down. That I was very happy to see. Super happy to see. All right? I'm about to spoil a lot of stuff. All right? Great stuff. They cut off Thanos' head in the first act. They cut it off. And then what happens? They have to go back in time. They have to undo all the stuff that was done in the MCU, and they had to redo it in a way that it was like, look, my description is not going to do it justice at all. In any way, shape, or form, it's not going to do it any kind of justice. But Iron Man defeats Thanos like a G. Like a G. It began with Stark in 2008. And it ended with Stark in 2019. And it easily, Cap, and Iron Man easily have the best two lines of the film. Without a question. I just want to let you know, if you have not seen this movie, start from the first Iron Man. If you don't care, start from the first. They're great films. Disney is making gold movies. They're fantastic. Go watch it. It's an A+. There's no downtime in the film at all whatsoever. But just go watch it. I'm sweating just talking about it. I'm drinking Cuban coffee just talking about it. I'm wearing sunglasses just talking about it. This movie is so cool, I had to put on the shades. But that was my consensus on the Avengers Endgame. I want to go ahead and thank everybody for tuning in today. Shout out to the Green Room. Round of applause for the Green Room out there. And I also want to let you know, thank you so much, Green Room. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to everybody that's making all this possible here today, okay? Got the merch coming soon. Follow me on social media at David Funny Stuff. I love each and every one of you guys. Peace.